I was hitching to Mass when this girl with a crass patch on her jacket pulled over. Her eyes, they were green, her dreads tangerine, and I thought straight away that I loved her. She flashed me a smile, which further beguiled, and asked me the way to the ferry, saying we're all going to Glasgow, it should be a laugh, and you're welcome to come and be merry. But I am no fool, so I played it cool, and I said to her chiselled cheekbones, we're in the middle of Dublin, and there'll be some trouble in trying to get to the Stones, and plus I've no ticket. But she replied, don't be thick, it is easy to go on the blag. We'll give you a lift, and you might get a bift in return for some skins and a fag. And you know, it would have been safer to go for the wafer, but her voice was so soft and so pure, and such was her beauty, I abandoned my duty, and I opened the van's sliding door. And there in the back, just having the crack, was a motley selection of drunks, with a dog on a rope, some squidgy black dope, and the strange dirty smell of old punks, which was damp wool and must, patchouli oil and crust, wood smoke with diesel and feet. And these dirty old rogues, they put on the pogues, and they gave me a cookie to eat. And that's when I blew it, because before I knew it, we were disembarking in Holyhead, and the punks had been dancing while I dreamt of romancing, crashed out by myself on the bed. But I couldn't stay grumpy. They fed me with scrumpy, and we drove through rosy green lands. And I asked the driver, could I sit up beside her? And she said, yes, if you hold my cans. But you'll all have to get out when we're there and about to park up in the travellers' field. And then find your own way. You won't have to pay. The perimeter isn't well sealed. And in the farewell kerfuffle, she slipped me a truffle. And then I was out of my bin. So I got a bit nimble and went on a bimble to try and find a way in. And I managed to get pally with a tracksuited scally who said that he'd dug a big hole. And if I'd stop being so dense, he'd guide me under the fence for a tenner to top up his dole. And once in the fest, it was really the best place that I've ever been. Creativity and love that viewed from above stretched further than by eye could be seen. And there were marquees and tents that smelled of incense and colourful banners on high. And ravers were gurning around campfires burning as sound systems clashed in the sky. And I got a bit tipsy with a freewheeling gypsy who had flagons of his own special brew. He promised world revolution once he'd found a solution to his own life, which he said was askew. And to keep his old chin up, he started to skin up, and we lay there and we worked on our tans. And we decided what is nice is that the ecological crisis was being solved by our recycling cans. But then things went Pete Tong. I had to follow the pong, and I saw the absolute state of the jacks. But I hid in the loos over rivers of poos, because paranoia was seeping through cracks. But some generous druids poured me medical fluids, and I was ready once more for the lash, until a Beanfield veteran shared some ketamine, and then I just needed to crash. The next day, midst the racket, I spied the crass patch on her jacket out seeking some after-dark thrills. So I sat down beside her for a hot spicy cider, and she slipped me one of her pills. And buoyed up in love, I said, enough is enough. Would you like an old roll in the hay? But she looked in my eyes and said, I'll tell you no lies. I'd love to, my dear, but I'm gay. And who should come over but her diesel-dyke lover in Doc Martens, dungarees and a mullet? And although they were dead sound, they welcomed me around. I was sick with jealousy to my gullet. But a wizard selling trips in the surrounding apocalypse, he advised me to go to the Stones. And there my jealousy lifted as reality shifted. I could feel the change in my bones. In the green fields on Sunday, I had quite a fun day making baskets and carved wooden spoons, with blacksmiths and plotters and radical potters and a cheerful assortment of loons. And we saw Billy Bragg raise the red flag by the Workers' Beer Company bar. And the lesbian lovers, they bought me some covers and Smokey Joe's blanket bazaar. You know, as the festival ended, through rivers of people we wended. And we stopped at the tiny tea tent. I thought if I don't get some sleep, I will be in a heap. But those are the best few days I've ever spent. And although I didn't get my oats, I awoke the next day with some goats outside in a horse-drawn camp. I was sick as a dog. My mind just a fog. And the front of my trousers were damp. But you can take it from me, if you ever should see a girl with a crass patch on her jacket, and you're looking for fun, she might be the one. And Glastonbury's a place that won't lack it.